Good afternoon, everybody. We are on season 3 of the podcast, and I want to welcome you and also to thank someone very awesome and special, Skylar Beavers, the son of Carrie Beavers, who is also the founder and owner of Soldier Girl Coffee. And he did this. So I'm very excited to show that video because we worked on it so hard and I wanted something cool. And that's my cool thing for the day. But what is most important is Shaniqua Dupree, who is on here today. So we need to give her some love. And I don't want to embarrass her. It's her first podcast. And I'm so honored to have her on because this is why I love to do what I do, is to bring people on, share their story, share their success, and talk about any obstacles they have been through in their life and how they got to where they are now. But she's a Navy vet, so we love her. We love her with 11 years of service and a mom of 3. Jesus, I mean, seriously, right there is huge. So, Shaniqua, thank you for being on here. And first of all, I don't know how you do it because I have 2 kids, but in raising them from infant all the way up through the ranks is very hard. So why did you choose the Navy?
To be very blunt and honest with you, I chose the Navy because, one, I didn't quite know what I wanted to do after high school. My uncle and my cousin, they kept talking to me about joining the Navy or joining the military in general. They're Army folks. And I was like, I don't want to kill people. And that was like, I didn't know any better right out of high school, So I was like, you know what? I want to travel. The recruiters got me. They got me. They were like, you can travel and you can pay for your college. I was like, oh my goodness, that sounds great. And I did, everything that I needed to do to get prepared, took the test, passed it, did great. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to college. And so I did. And then I realized student loans was not the business for me. So I dropped college. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just try it one more time and go Navy.
No, I mean, you know what? All I knew was Army. I didn't even research any other branches. I was so naive. I was like, Army's the only thing I know, and that's what I did. So good for you for, even doing it, because not everybody could do that. No, not everybody can live this life and understand the importance of paying off those loans. I mean,
yes.
Really. So how old are your children?
My children are 8, 3, and 9 months old.
Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
How do you juggle it all?
I have to keep my priorities together, like to be honest with you, like there's been a phase in the past couple of months where I was like, I don't want to have to send my kids to daycare. I want to raise my children. I don't want to work for somebody else more than I actually can provide and, actually care and raise my kids. So I had to make a decision on, what I really wanted to prioritize. And my faith is number one in everything that I do. And that's been really like how I'm able to hold it together with just everything that, goes on in life.
So how long have you been out of the service?
It's just a long story with that one, but to try and minimize it, I joined the Navy in 2010. I left active duty 2017 and went straight into the reserves, the Navy reserves. I did it for a couple of months. I was like, I don't like this. I don't even understand it. It's completely different from active duty. And I was really in a culture shock. So I left the reserves and just went civilian. I was like, I'm married, I'm pregnant, we need health insurance. Let me go back into the reserves to kind of provide the medical piece. And so once I did that, I went on active duty orders. So technically, I'm ending my active duty orders right now. So April will be the last month of me being on the active duty orders, and then I'll be back in the reserves. But then the contract is over, so my reserve time is over. Everything will just be done this year.
Oh, oh my gosh. So you had your children while you were still in, and how did
Mhm.
you do that?
Man, my very first baby, I had him in California, and I so I was in Japan when I got pregnant, and then I moved to California to have my baby. And they were gonna give me orders to go back to Japan, so I was excited I could take my baby to Japan. I was trying to figure out how to get a nanny over there. That fell through. They were like, "Hey, we're not sending you over there. So you got to go somewhere else." So they sent me to San Diego instead. I was trying to get a nanny there to San Diego, but that didn't work out either. So eventually I had to allow my son to go and stay with his grandparents um, for off and on for, I don't know, years. I can't even really put a time to it. And that was really, really hard. Like after having him, I knew I had to make a decision. Like, are you going to get out of the Navy? Are you going to stay in? What is the best decision for you? And when I took my son over to his grandparents' house for the very first time, because I had him in Lemoore, California, and his grandparents lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So when I took him over there for
Mm.
the first time, the minute that they saw each other, they locked eyes and they fell in love. And my heart just I was overcome with such a comfort and a peace to know that if he was to stay with them for at any point in time, he would be perfectly fine.
I know that is so hard. I
Mhm.
spent years saying, "I can do this. I don't need a nanny." They'll go to childcare, but, everything else I'll just figure out, and it was very, very difficult for me to
Yeah.
do. There
Yeah.
was a point where after it was year 12 where I had a boss who was like, "You need to figure it out. I did it. You can do it too." And I just broke because I finally realized I need to hire a nanny. Like someone
Mhm.
needs to help me for that early mornings and the
Yes.
after work because you don't get off at 5.
Right. Right.
You know? And I mean, even times I had to go pick up my kids and bring them back to work with me and they'd hang out in the office. And I'm like,
Mhm.
this is not okay. But that's we did what we had to do, right?
Right. We
So
sure did.
I'm so
Mhm.
glad that you had your parent was it your parents? I'm sorry.
My my son's grandparents,
His
on his dad's side.
grandparents to
Mhm.
have that because not God, I had so many soldiers who had to leave on chapter 8 is what we called it,
Yeah.
and because they didn't have a family care plan.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. So I'm so glad that you had that.
Mhm.
And so you did, oh gosh, so you're still in technically.
Technically, yeah.
But while all this is going on, you decided to start your own business.
Right.
So
Right.
what made you want to do that versus going to corporate or even going back in and working as a civilian with the Navy?
So my whole journey on the entrepreneurship route started with the penny candy lady. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but the when I was growing up in the 90s, here in Rome, Georgia, which is where I live, I would go to school, and this lady, she had a house right by the school. And it was so perfect because it was not only by the school, but it was right by the park. So she was at the corner. Kids would go past her house every single day, every weekend to go to the park and play. She had the perfect location so that she could get all the kids to come and buy snacks and goodies from her. So she's called the penny candy lady or the cupsicle lady here in Georgia, from the 90s. I don't even know if the kids know what that is this day and age, but I knew that she made a lot of money because of all of the kids that would go to her house. Like there would literally be a line going to her house just to go inside to get a pickle. Right. So I was like, this is so smart. And ever since that moment, I started just paying more attention to how people make money. So, yard sales was something I was super intrigued about. Discounted items, I was super intrigued about. So, that's really where it started. And then just over time, I would realize I have different skills. People would want me to do things and I would charge them for it. So, one thing is doing hair. I started that at maybe like 9 years old, maybe even earlier than that. and I would charge people for it. My sister, I did her hair, her friend's hair, my cousins, my aunt, like everybody, my mom's friends, like everybody. And whenever I would come home from wherever I was in the world, you know, military life, everybody would say, "Hey, can you do my hair?" I'm like, I'm 25 years old now. You're still asking me to do your hair. So that's really where it started at. And then I got to a point to where it was just like, I can do this for myself. Let me encourage other people to do it as well. So I would give them tips and tricks and different ideas that they could do to make different income. And everywhere that I went, I always saw an opportunity, whether it was real estate, whether it was hair, whether it was helping my little cousins and nieces and my own children do like bake sales and things like that. So that's really where the whole business thing came from. But the portion of me actually helping other people is that came from a lot of hard work and actually working with people and trying to figure out, like, why are you not successful? Why are you not getting this? And I realized one of the biggest reasons that people aren't successful in turning their experiences into profit is they don't have the mindset piece down, that personal development piece. Anybody can make money. You really can. Anybody can do it, but can you do it successfully? Can you have your peace at the end of you making your money? So that's really, you know, where it started and where it's going.
That's so smart that at such a young age, you were already going, all right, I want to learn how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and even the importance of money and how to make it, because they're so, I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and I didn't really think about that really. My mom told me, be independent, don't rely on anybody else for their money, and learn how to, taught me how to use a checkbook, which embarrassingly enough, I still do that. I still balance the checkbook, but I like to know now where my money is, how much I'm going to have at the end of the month, what can I spend on. It's this whole thing. But not a lot of people do that. They just live paycheck to paycheck. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute though, because a penny candy lady, like I really want to know about that. But
No, you would literally take pennies. Like there, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's these little tiny pieces of candy, and they're called, I think, Fruities. And they were so good. And you literally take a penny to the lady, and she gives you one piece of candy for that one penny. She had a lot of pennies, I'm sure.
that's so funny. Well, I mean, look, when the ice cream man used to be under $5, because now they're expensive as heck.
Mm-hmm.
I used to take all my change too to buy that one ice
Yep.
cream bar. That was a
Mm-hmm.
big thing.
Yep.
Um, so you did that, and now how is being an entrepreneur?
Being an entrepreneur is fun, but it's also hard work. A lot of people, they start, but they don't have help. And it's like, it's your environment where you really get your first understanding of, how can I say it? Like you find out by your environment how you can move forward in entrepreneurship. And what I mean by that is you I like to give examples. So I live in a very small town. It's not super small, but it's small enough. And I'm not around a lot of people who really deals with entrepreneurship. So a lot of people in my town, they work at factories, they work at mills, and things like that. So if I want to learn about entrepreneurship, I'm going to have to go outside of my own environment. So um, it can be very hard if you're in a place like my own town where you want to be an entrepreneur, but it's like nobody is there to encourage you. Nobody's there to give you any references or examples. You have to figure it out by yourself. And that's where a lot of us struggle, is having to figure it out by ourselves. And that's something that I am aiming to help other people do, is to not just figure it out by yourself, but to have somebody who is affordable and who is strategic to really help you to just lay the foundation.
And I think that's a great idea because it is. It's hard. I did mine by accident. I wanted to just help people. I didn't realize that I could make it into a business. But then how do you make it into a business? And
Mhm.
how do you do it without everybody coming at you going, I can help you, but for this amount of money?
Right.
You know, and then you're just like, oh, I don't know what else to do. So I guess I'll pay thousands of dollars,
Mhm.
but then they don't really understand like what you're trying to do because you don't know how to explain it.
Right.
So I think it's important to have people like you to help because it could be daunting, it could be frustrating, it could be overwhelming. You might want to just quit, throw your hands up in the
Yes.
air.
Mhm.
And I guess it depends on the reason why you do it. Like you genuinely want to help people, but there's
Mhm.
others that are like, I want to be an entrepreneur to make money.
Mhm. Mhm.
So how do you help people determine, okay, going after your passion versus I want to make millions or not millions, thousands, six figures in a month.
Say that one more time. How do I?
How do you help people determine on how the reasons why they want to go into business? Are they doing it because they purely want to help people or because they want to make six figures in a month?
Well, I like to say that I like to help the struggling entrepreneur or the struggling side hustler, because that's where we mostly start. The struggling side hustler to build a profitable business, to leave the side hustle alone,
Mhm,
and to start a actual um, an actual business.
mhm,
Um, I'm getting just a little bit into the book, but a lot of us we start at what we know how to do, and that's great. That's a wonderful place to start. We start with our experiences. But just because we have an experience in some or certain areas doesn't mean that that's where we're going to be the most profitable at.
mhm.
Um, we're the most profitable at the things that we wish we had an answer for, and then we provide that answer for the other people. That's where I believe that we are the most profitable. And profitable doesn't necessarily mean cash flow, lots of money. It just means the place that we provide the most value.
Mhm.
And when you think value before you think money, it will become easier to do your job as an entrepreneur, and it'll definitely be a whole lot more income coming with it if you set it up the right way.
No, I like that. I like how you say being profitable isn't just about money.
Hmm.
I love that. It's
Hmm.
providing value because that's
Yeah.
what's important out there right now is how are you going to provide that value, not how are you going to make someone all this money. You can, but
Hmm.
first focus on this. So yes, I think that's I like how you say that.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so you wrote the book. What made you want to write the book?
I've always wanted to write a book, for one. I've always wanted to write a book. And it's crazy because on my Instagram, I had um years ago, like 2019 at the latest, or yeah, at the latest. Um, I put it on my Instagram that I was gonna write this book called Start Up Again. Um, how you can turn your side hustle into a business or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I want to write that book, but there's something else that I feel like I need to do. And really quick, I feel like a lot of us need to really pay attention to that thing that
Mm,
we need to do as opposed to what we want to do. What we want to do is not wrong, it's just not it for this moment in time. So I believe I'll get back to that book. But this book right here, I don't know what it was. I've never written a book First of all, I've never written a book in my life, right? Not even a children's book, but I've never written a book so quick and so clear than this book that I've written. I Am Profitable. Um, but the reason and intentions behind me actually writing this book, it's so that, one, I'm just gonna be honest, be real. I'm building my business from the ground up and I need credibility. That was the number one thing. And I knew it was free to write the book, to create, to put it on Amazon. Like I paid absolutely nothing. I used Canva for my images, like absolutely nothing to write and publish my own book. So that was number one. But number two, I wanted to give people an answer for their deepest how do I say it? Their deepest longing, like, or their deepest desire. So a lot of us, we don't know what our purpose is, and that's like lifelong question. What is my purpose in life? And I just truly believe with everything within me that your purpose is not a destination. It's not a final thing that happens. It's it's a journey. You have multiple purposes in life. And it's all dealing with impact. Your purpose is specifically to impact other people. So I actually have an equation in my book that I put. I said purpose equals experience plus impact. So if you can take your experiences and add some impact to it for other people, our purpose is not for us at all, not for us, but it's what we do with our story, what we do with our journey, our experiences that can help other people. And if we get paid in the process, then great.
That's really beautiful. That really is. I love that. I'm a big well, I believe in it. I was raised Catholic, so I'm a really big faithful person, but it took me years, decades to finally come to that, what you're saying, to finally realize that we all have a purpose, but and just all the things that you're saying, I just gosh, that really resonates with me, and I really love that. I wish more people could believe in that and understand it. So obviously I couldn't put the link, you guys, in the banner for some reason. I will put it in the show notes, but the book is I Am Profitable. And I love how you said how simple it was to go on Amazon and do it. Not a lot of people realize that they can put their ideas, and it's free and simple, and you're making impact and you're adding value and all these
Yeah.
things. So you wrote your book in how long again?
Less than 2 weeks from idea to publish, less than 2 weeks.
But you put it into the universe in 2019, which is
Right.
awesome. And I also believe that it'll come when it's time. Like, we might be ready, but it might not be time yet.
Right.
And so I really I love that. It took me a year to write my book. I wanted to do it, but it wasn't time. So
Mhm.
it came when it was time.
Yeah.
Um, how can people contact you to get all your wealth of knowledge? Because you just feel, I can see the passion in your eyes. Like, you love doing what you do.
Yeah.
You obviously loved writing this book because you were able to knock that out
Right.
and you are happy with it. So where can people find you?
So I am on most social medias, but my primary place is really Facebook, my personal page right now, but my business page everywhere at Launching with Purpose. Definitely follow me there if you are looking to get some assistance with your business. But I did want to add that I'm a faithful believer in Jesus Christ, and I have my own personal ministry called Doing Life with Jesus. So if you want to learn more, so how I came to the understanding or the conclusion that your experience plus your impact equals your purpose, you can follow me on my ministry. My website is Hey It's Shaniqua, or TikTok. Like I'm literally everywhere.
Tell me how you like TikTok. It's a love-hate relationship with me. My 21-year-old daughter
Mhm.
deleted half my videos because she's like, no, that's not how you do it. I was like, how do you like it? And what do you really feel like it provides value? Because I actually have seen a lot of things that I'm like, oh man, that's good. So
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on it?
First and foremost, TikTok has been like the best friend you didn't know you needed, especially during COVID. Like, um, it's so raw, it's so real. You don't have to be perfect. You can literally just be yourself, and your community will come to you. The people that want you will come to you. So I love it, especially for business. Business is huge for TikTok. And when I say business, I really mean any type of business, whether it's service, you're providing a product, real estate, anything in regards to business, you can do it on TikTok and grow a really good following. Um, but to me, it's been pretty good. Now I can understand the love hate relationship because sometimes it's like you're producing content on a consistent basis, but then your views are low. Um, But sometimes you have that one really good video and it takes off. So I would say stay consistent. That's the biggest thing that I've learned, is to just be consistent. And make sure as you're building your community, you take them off of TikTok as well, if you can. So that's what I did. Collected some emails, reach out to them.
That's really good to hear.
Mhm.
It can be useful, and I think just like with any social media platform, it's about how you use it and what you want out of it. So
Mhm.
we could give it a try.
Yeah. Can I give one quick tip in
Yes.
regards to business? For those who have a product based business, the number one platform that I would suggest you use is Pinterest.
Yes.
Pinterest is the jam for all products based business. And I believe any business can do it, but Pinterest it's really good. I was just on a Facebook group, and this young lady, she said she just got a client to purchase one of her furniture pieces for $400, and she didn't have to reach out to them. She just posted it on Pinterest or pinned it, and they bought it. She didn't have to encourage them or talk to them or make, that know, like, and trust factor. She didn't have to do any of that. So Pinterest for your products.
I'm so glad that you said that. I learned about using Pinterest for business about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, and I was like, that you people are always scrolling
Yes.
at night before bed on
Mhm.
TikTok or Pinterest or whatever,
Mhm.
but the things that you can do with that, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I guess it's for us old people now, so 'cause pimp whatever, I don't care. It works. So,
Mhm.
what advice would you give to a young female who wants to start their business but get intimidated by, because sometimes it is a male-dominated world, so you're competing with other people, but what tip would you give to a young female who wants to do this but just is scared?
She's scared. She has to figure out what is causing her to be scared. Like, what is that? I call it in my book, I call it profit blockers.
Mm,
What is that profit block that is messing with your identity? There's like four different pieces of four different things that could cause profit blockers, and one of them is identity. Another is your environment. Another is the way that you speak and your mindset. So you have to figure out those things. Once you get those things out the way, you understand, hey, this is what I'm literally born to do. I was created for this. That what do you call it? Your goodness gracious, where you feel like you're faking it, like you're not really the entrepreneur, you're not really professional, whatever. I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think about it.
it's okay.
Um that right there is what stops a lot of us from moving forward. And for example, for me, I'm no author. My book, I'm just going to be honest with you, my book is not even edited, but I knew that if I wait to edit my book, there's no telling when it would be out there. So
Mhm.
if I just put it on there, I can go and edit it at any point in time. My point was to be effective. And I would tell that young lady, worry about being effective, not about being perfect.
Mm.
So do what you're called to do. You're going to be scared. Do it scared. Um, there's somebody in the world, in your life, that you're going to meet that really, really needs you. And if you hold it back, that person is also going to be held back. So that's something that I've actually held on to for a long time. Like, there's literally people who need me, and I can't be quiet. I can't sit still. Being on here for the first time doing a podcast, I was super nervous. But I know that there's somebody who's going to need my story, to be encouraged to go and do what they were called to do.
That oh my gosh, I
Mhm.
love that. That's absolutely it right there, because you just never know who's watching or listening or reading, and it's that one person that makes it all worth it. So if you what do I like to say, do what sets your soul on fire. So if that's what you love to do, continue to do it. You will help at least one person. So congratulations on your, well, thank you for your service. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for for just being that role model for your kids and for everyone else out there, and for writing that book. I could sit
Mhm.
here and be like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for doing all the things and for being on here, because you're going to help another person. That just
Mhm.
we just need to wait one day at a time and have the patience,
Yeah.
but keep going after it. So everybody, I am profitable on Amazon right now.
Mhm.
Reach out to her on launchingwithpurpose.com. I will add that on there. Thank you so much, Shaniqua, for being on here. Congratulations. You did amazing.
Thank
And
you.
I can't wait to see what else you do. So thank you, everybody.